Hi YouTube, it's Mama Dodo. And today, because my business is reopened after Amazon closing it, as you guys already know, but I'm going to reiterate for people who may not have watched earlier videos, my business was closed by Amazon because Amazon was prioritizing more essential products. I sell luxury products. So Amazon has now reopened my business, and I kind of want to talk about how is my business going to recover from COVID-19? And there's a lot of small businesses who are in the same boat. And I think either if you're in a small business, you're going to understand where I'm coming from, or two, if you're not in a small business, it's just going to make you kind of aware of where a lot of small businesses are at in the current economic time. So for my business specifically, I've noticed very slow growth, which is pretty normal within any business. When you're reopening, you might have like a big surge of a lot of support, but then it's just going to go back to slow growth. And right now, people have to rebuild economic confidence. They have to rebuild confidence in opening their wallet. And that's really what small business owners are gonna have to wait on. So in my business, I sell physical products. So a big thing that I'm doing right now is restocking a lot of things that have been out of stock for a long time, getting a lot of products back and available to my customers. Unfortunately, because I just work by myself, this is kind of a trickling in process. I'm sending in products as I get them ready. You know, it's a slow process because usually I had a rhythm. I had rotating inventory. I knew what I was doing when I needed to get more inventory in stock. I had everything kind of planned out in a time management way that allowed everything to stay in stock. Now I've had things out of stock. I've had things not even being sold for 2 months. So now I'm trying to figure out how to restock things effectively in the way that's going to bring in the most income to me. And it's a tough process. I'm trying to figure out, you know, what do I need to prioritize right now? Another issue for me is that sales are very sporadic. I'll notice that certain products that I wasn't anticipating to pick up are starting to pick up and do well, whereas other products who once were doing great are not selling at all. And I'm trying to figure out what my market wants right now. It's really hard to read people. It's really hard to determine their financial confidence. Due to our political times in general and our economic situation here in the United States, there's a lot of political unrest, which absolutely affects people's confidence in terms of spending money, but also just, you know, we're still in the middle of a pandemic. We still have a lot of people without work. We still have a lot of people who are in quarantine. We still have a lot of people who are in really stressful work situations, so they're not going to be spending money like they normally would. It's just creating very sporadic sales and a very volatile market that's hard to prepare for. For me personally, as a small business owner, I have to continue selling things. It's my income. So I'm either, you know, overstocking products because I'm anticipating they're going to sell and they don't, or I'm understocking products because all of a sudden something's picking up that I didn't see picking up at all in this time. It's just very, very difficult to adequately read my market. Because of that, I can't judge inventory needs. So I'm spending money on some things that aren't making me money at all. I'm not spending enough money on other things that could have been making me a ton of money. So that's kind of where my business is at the moment. Another big problem for me is I manufacture a lot of my own products, but I buy supplies from other wholesalers. So I'm buying like wholesale coconut shells, something I use to make some of my pet products. The person who supplies me those coconut shells has also been out of business for 2 months. So they don't have the coconut shells in stock, and they're trying to bring back employees in a social distancing manner to clean and prep those coconut shells. So they're not getting them in stock very quickly, but they also have a backup of orders. I'm not the only customer who buys those coconut shells. So I'm in a waiting line for those coconut shells. I'm not getting as much as I need. And it's just, I'm waiting for my suppliers to fully recover so I can fully recover. So there's definitely this trickle-down effect. And I'm kind of a middleman. I am manufacturing my own products, but we have the coconut farmers who, I don't know if they were hit or not, but then we have the people manufacturing the coconut shells who are not doing great. They're recovering. I'm waiting for them to recover so I can manufacture my products. Amazon's waiting for me to recover so they can continue to sell my products. So there is this trickle-down effect. Just because a small business is reopened, it doesn't necessarily mean that they're fully at capacity that they once were. The big thing I'm realizing is some products might not recover. I've talked about this before, but Amazon's sales algorithm really rewards products that are selling regularly, that are highly rated, that just have steady flows of income for Amazon. Obviously, they want to promote products that are selling a lot. Well, a lot of my products haven't sold a lot over the last few months, which really hurts sales and is really hurting the regrowth of that product. It's really hurting my algorithm, my business algorithm on the site. So for me personally, that means I'm going to have to let go of products that maybe were doing well for me at one time that are no longer doing well for me. I can't continue to put in effort to products that aren't making me money, and I have to be innovative. I can't just sit there and not adapt. I have to adapt to this situation, which means I'm sourcing a lot of new products, which means that suppliers who were once supplying me things that I was buying a lot of are going to be hurt by this as well. They're going to feel the trickle-down effect of my products not doing well. So there's a trickle-down effect on both ways. You know, everyone's feeling this hurt because so many businesses are intertwined. So if one business isn't doing 100% right now, every business connected to that business can't be doing 100% either. For me personally, at my current growth rate on Amazon, I'm anticipating it's going to take about 5 more months to get back up to 100% capacity. Obviously, this makes me really nervous. That's a long time to wait for my business to be where I'm used to it being, to have the income stream that I'm used to having from it. So I'm very nervous, but I'm also excited because I love trying new things. And this is the prime time for me to be trying new things. You guys know from my Sell It Saturday videos, I'm trying new things. I'm delving into things I haven't done before. I'm excited. I'm super excited. This gives me an opportunity to kind of start fresh in a way, to try new things and to figure out what's going to work in this new market. Because what we're doing right now is we are entering a new market. As a small business, we have to adapt to those new markets. It's fun for me because there's a lot of new businesses I want to delve into right now too. I'm seeing a lot of things happening. I have the gears going in my head where I'm like, you know what? I bet this business would do really well in the future. I bet this business that hasn't really, you know, been honed in on yet is something that I could be really successful at. So I'm seeing a lot of opportunity. And even though these are really rough times right now, I'm seeing potential for my business to do even better in the future once all of this recovers. How exactly is my business going to recover from COVID-19? Adapting is the biggest one. Changing, learning what's going to work in this new economic environment, waiting for stability of other businesses that I rely on to fully recover, and figuring out what the consumer population as a whole is really looking for right now. That's a big thing. As a small business owner, that's the thing we have to be doing, is figuring out what do people want and what are people going to want from now on, because things are changing drastically. So now is the time for us to figure out how to change with that. I hope if you're a small business owner, you could kind of feel solidarity in this. And if you're not a small business owner, you could get some insight into, you know, how my business is going to recover and how other small businesses are also going to recover during this pandemic financial rough period. As always, thank you so much for watching, guys. See you in the next one.